So after Swagkage's Hokage ranking video, he did state in his video that Minato is stronger than Tobirama. So, and then a lot of people were upset and like triggered about it and were like coming at him about it. And he actually had to explain himself over it. So I thought we'd make a full video explaining why Minato is probably above Tobirama in power. Not necessarily base to base. Base to base is a different argument, but why don't you explain yourself what your main thoughts were about why you put Minato above Tobirama?
Well, I really wonder who's gonna win this versus matchup today. But so, one thing that I'm just gonna please don't fill up the comments if you have watched the video with shit about Kakashi versus Tsunade. That's not what the video is about, and a lot of people got really upset that I put Tsunade above Kakashi. As for Tobirama versus Minato, if Tobirama says that Minato is better at flying raijin, which is their whole shtick, and I don't recall if it's stated anywhere that Minato is better at using shadow clones, but I just get the feeling that he is. He uses shadow clones a lot more frequently than Tobirama does, and he's also got sage mode. There's just a whole lot of reasons why Minato is just a better shinobi than Tobirama is. Tobirama is a god, don't get me wrong, but the thing about it is it's very complicated because there aren't a whole lot of ways that you can say, or there aren't a whole lot of reasons that you can give that are flat out objective. Minato is better in X, Y, and Z category than Tobirama. It's very tricky to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. The way Tobirama died is Kinkaku and Ginkaku basically killed him with their fucking plateau, right?
It was this big platoon of 20 S rank ninja, and it was crazy. And Tobirama was
But it's these ninja. Ginkaku and Kinkaku are below Darui level, and because he took on
with tools from the Sage
with super hacks and shit, and. I just have a feeling that all the other ninja with them were just completely nothing to them because it was called the Ginkaku Force or something like that.
Well, the other thing that's worth keeping in mind is that Tobirama got gravely injured by Kinkaku and Ginkaku alone during this meeting between the Cloud and the Leaf. So that's worth keeping in mind too. Now,
Tobirama would obliterate Darui without a doubt. Yeah. But it should just be noted that, especially because
Darui is he's definitely high Senju tier, easily top 15 in the verse.
Yeah. So the way Tobirama died just seems kind of pathetic compared to things Minato has done. For example, if Minato fought Kinkaku and Ginkaku, would they even stand a chance? Even if he fought their entire platoon per se.
That was what he was good at in the war, was taking people out, big groups of people out by himself, just because of his kunai and shit.
For example, he sees the Raikage in Killer Bee and their little squad. Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm naming you the Hokage, get out of here while you can," he's like, "Hold up, you all run. I'm gonna kill all of them real quick." You just. And this is the Raikage in his prime. When he became Raikage, he kind of became rusty. He kind of locked away B and started pouting at his fucking desk. Whereas in the war, he was more on edge. And B even notes this, by the way.
This is more of speculation saying that he got weaker. It's never outright.
It's more speculation, but
but just to make that clear, so people don't go you're stating headcanon is fact. This video sucks
because B kind of makes it apparent B's oh yeah, I kind of surpassed you, stuff like that. So it's but my headcanon, whatever. But you just get the idea that Minato is just if he fought Ginkaku and Kinkaku, he would throw his kunai all over and be hold on, I'm gonna kill all these guys real quick. You just get that vibe. And another question, if between them when they're fighting,
right?
Would you argue that Tobirama is stronger than Minato despite
physically stronger?
Physically
strong. Minato doesn't exactly strike me as the sort of guy who's physically fit. Muscle mass wise, you take Minato and then you put him up against somebody fucking, I guess I'm trying to think. Actually, everybody in the Naruto verse kind of doesn't have a lot of muscle except for the Raikage, who's just this big fucking meathead.
They're all pretty lean.
The thing about the Senju, I feel, are just more physically powerful, both in terms of that's their whole thing. And see, Minato just has a bunch of really crazy hacks powers. You know, like he's not like super physically strong. He doesn't have a whole lot of like high destructive capacity jutsu. Not in base anyway. We'll get to Biju later, but you know, like he's just more capable. He's more agile. Whether or not he's more intelligent is up for discussion because Tobirama is one of the smartest people in the series. Yes. But like it's just Minato, like he took this jutsu that like nobody can perform. Only Tobirama and he know how to do it alone. And like anybody else who's tried has to do it with like help. Like these like elite ass Jonin. Hokage's guards had to do like they had to get in this triangle formation with 3 people just to teleport one person, and Minato just like rapid fire spams that shit all by himself. Like he made it better. He somehow fucking improved it. He created the Rasengan, modeled after the tailed beast ball. Like he learned how to use the shadow clone jutsu, the multi-shadow clone jutsu, no less as well, which, you know, the very difficult jutsu to master, as made evident by the fact that like Jonin and Chunin who have seen Naruto do it are like, whoa, how the fuck does this kid know how to use shadow clones? Yeah, you know, like all this sort of shit. And Tobirama does have a lot of like really crazy hype and feats and stuff. But did he have a look? If you see this guy, you're gonna fucking run no matter what. That is an order. You flee on sight if you see this guy on the battlefield in the middle of a world war. I don't think so. I don't think that's what happened at all.
And to further my point about Minato versus Raikage, it's like imagine Raikage versus Darui. It's like both A and Raikage are probably above Darui, who like took on Kinkaku and Ginkaku by himself. I mean, they were reanimated, but like, you know, and
they had say just 6 pass tools too, so that probably makes up for the reanimation.
Yeah. And here's another thing about your point about the mastery thing is that even the 3rd Hokage, who was stated to master every jutsu in the leaf, never mastered the flying raijin. And
hold on. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Kishimoto glossed over. He's just like, yeah, the 3rd Hokage learned every jutsu ever.
Yeah.
But not this. He didn't make that very apparent. Yeah. And not a lot of people understand that. So not only did Minato learn how to do it, he improved it.
Exactly. And the 3rd Hokage is someone who has mastered a bunch of jutsu, and he has every chakra type as well, including yin yang, at least in the data book. And he still couldn't master it. And Minato, who doesn't have every chakra nature and probably not nearly as much time. This isn't a gray old man, you know. Yeah. In fact, he did it early in his career. He mastered that jutsu. So it's insane how much of a protege this guy is.
He was a Jonin when he mastered it. He wasn't a Hokage yet or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I will argue Tobirama is also stronger for a few other reasons. For example, Orochimaru kind of talking shit to Minato when they're reanimated. Like, oh, you underestimate me. And then Tobirama flexes his chakra, and then Orochimaru and Sasuke are like, oh, you know, and then Orochimaru gets a drip of sweat, even though he knows Tobirama can't move still.
No, he knows that Tobirama could possibly break out if he wanted to. He looked over at Hashirama and he's just like, yeah, Hashirama, he's not even under my control. He could break free at any moment if he wanted to. I don't have any chance of taming this guy.
Yeah.
Tobirama was like verging on breaking out with like sheer chakra reserves. And see, I just feel like that's because of like the nature of the Senju. Like they're just like able to resist the effects of shit like that. Because I don't know if Minato would be able to resist it even with the Biju cloak, but yeah, Tobirama is definitely like alpha as fuck. He's really strong physically, and he has crazy chakra reserves. Like that's obvious. Anybody who argues otherwise, you're like, not get out.
So it's and also we can argue that Minato has reaction speeds like on par with KCM Naruto, and this is like, for instance, this is a KCM Naruto in base form. And for example, this is a KCM Naruto who prime KCM, like prime start of KCM, blitzed the Raikage, whereas this same KCM after 2,000 shadow clones was on the verge of collapsing, was swapping hands with reanimated Itachi, who's stronger than the Itachi that we saw throughout the whole series, basically.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about KCM 2, so ignore what I said earlier. But KCM 2 Naruto was incredibly fast as well, and he couldn't tag Obito with the help of somebody else who had well, I guess he did later. But it took him a really long time to tag Obito. He only did it with Kakashi's help. He also had the help of B and Guy. They couldn't do shit without Kamui. Minato overcame Kamui with just flying raijin, and I honestly couldn't see Tobirama doing the same thing.
And it's just, for instance, we know that Minato. I'm going to be honest. There's nothing to suggest Tobirama has faster reactions than Minato, regardless of how strong he is. Minato, it's like kind of one of Minato's hacks is to be faster than normal.
Yeah,
Minato is faster. Tobirama already said he's better with flying raijin. Don't even try to debate me. Like,
Tobirama says it himself. It's like
he literally says it. And then on top of this, if Minato really has to, if he really has to, he can use Sage Mode. Like,
right, yeah. And here's the other thing: people are going to be like, "No, Minato actually sucks at Sage Mode," and it's like, bro, we were just memeing about this before we started recording. Like, Minato underplays himself so much. Like,
so much.
It's like I have no idea who he was comparing himself to. Maybe like Hashirama. He was saying he was shit at Sage Mode in comparison to, or something like that. Yeah. Because like Naruto could barely use Sage Mode with the assistance of Shadow Clone to a gathering natural energy. Like it took him loads of prep to go.
He had to meditate like Jiren.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And then Minato, he's just like, yeah, I fucking suck at Sage Mode. That's why I never do it. But I guess desperate times call for desperate measures, and then he fucking blinks and he's a perfect sage. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
It's like, oh, it takes too long to need the chakra, and then he does it in the next panel. Like, what? So it seems more like he's just being humble, really.
Right. I just think Minato doesn't think he's that strong.
Yeah.
Maybe he just caught shit from a lot of people, like the same way he did from Orochimaru or something. Like, I have no idea. But yeah, Minato is a god when it comes to Sage Mode. It didn't take him any time at all to get the chakra, and you would think that his chakra was being interfered with by the Edo Tensei or whatever, and like still
there is one inconsistent part in these arguments. For instance, there's a scene where Minato is in Bijou mode, and Tobirama is fighting alongside him, and then Minato states that Tobirama is fast.
Yeah, he's like, damn, this man is really fast. But again, that's just him being humble.
That's him being humble, and he's already told that same dude already said, "Hey, you're better than me with this." So it's like, what argument is there actually to prove Tobirama wins, other than you might be able to argue Orochimaru seemed more intimidated by him? That's really it.
Edo Tensei and water release, I guess.
And it's like, okay, put him in a water release, flying raijin in midair. Like, I mean, he can literally get out of any jutsu he has. I mean, there is one jutsu the second Hokage does have, and that is the pitch black genjutsu. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, but it's like Eternal Darkness or something like that.
But by the looks of it, even the third Hokage, as an old ass man, was able to find his way through it. And it seems like if you can sense chakras,
like with Sage Mode, then you're fucked.
Even then, Minato should probably be a sensory type. I don't want to use too much headcanon. If I'm wrong.
I don't want to use too much headcanon either. But it's if he's not a sensory type, he can definitely sense the locations of his markings.
Yeah, and he can still teleport around. It's just really stretching to say that. I mean, Tobirama wins. I mean, Tobirama's a strong guy.
Here's another thing. He does have that perpetual paper bomb jutsu, tandem paper bomb, where he creates paper bombs. They create more paper bombs, blow up and shit. But it's like
flying raijin.
How is that? Yeah, how is that relevant here? Minato can just flying raijin out.
Yeah. This guy was able to tag Obito. I mean, it's just the same.
That's Obito. A feat nobody else has replicated. Nobody else managed to touch Obito without the assistance of Kamui in the entire series,
except for Naruto.
I guess Conan did it, but like Obito was like. He was just like, yeah, I underestimated you.
That was like again. Batman level prep too. Like,
well, no, it was before that. Conan sent a whole bunch of like paper at Obito and like detonated the paper bombs in midair while he was trying to suck them into Kamui. But that's because he wasn't trying to phase through them. He was trying to suck them over.
Yeah, that's also not really like taijutsu-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like really close combat, like with Minato, for example.
Yeah, that's true. That's like being like, well, I threw a grenade and it hit Bruce Lee. Like, he got caught in the explosion versus like, I punched Bruce Lee in the face. It's like two completely different things.
Definitely two different things.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was about to say, though, like the second Hokage, he's very strong. Even when he was like in a shitty reanimated state, he was still able to fight, the third Hokage, who stated to be the strongest Kage, even as an old ass man. So that means even weakened, reanimated Tobirama should be like Raikage level.
Yeah, way above the Raikage.
Yeah. Even then, So yes, he's very powerful. It's just like, and maybe you could say, you know what? I don't care if Minato has better flying raijin. You know, Tobirama's just too strong in comparison. He just beats him. Sage mode is still a thing.
Too much strength, man. It's what are you gonna do about it?
Sage mode bodies and Reaper Death Seal is instant draw if it's base versus base. If it's to the death, and he has to resort to Reaper Death, he will, because it's to the death, and that's the only thing he can do. And
well, the biggest argument I almost completely forgot about this. We talked about it before the video. The biggest argument for why Tobirama might be able to beat Minato is he can teleport to Minato's flying raijin seals. Now, I don't know if Minato has the same ability or not, but Tobirama definitely can teleport to seals created by other people, and that might be a huge problem for Minato. But like at that point, Minato just doesn't have to create seals anymore. That it would be a bit annoying for Tobirama to start teleporting to Minato's weapons and shit, but yeah, like they're at that point, Minato can just use Sage mode and create a whole bunch of shadow clones and do what Naruto did to the Nine Tails, but probably not that scale. Minato doesn't have enough chakra to make that many fucking shadow clones, unless we're talking like Edo Tensei base to base. But still.
And then, of course, don't even try to at me about Bijou Minato versus fucking Tobirama. That's so ignorant. Like, even without the cape, even with just like base KCM, would bare minimum be twice as fast. And if full KCM is the equivalent of over 6-tailed beast, and just normal KCM is like roughly weaker than the 8 tails, then it would be over 6 times that bare minimum. So it's like, no way. Don't even at me. Just get out. If the normal, stage Rasengans are mountain level, and Tobirama's just roughly, Kage, like above Kage level, there, and perfect Susanoo Madara blowing up mountain shit on all the Kage.
That Rasengan is definitely probably taking a big chunk out of a mountainside. Tobirama could probably do the same with some of his like big ass water jutsu, but I mean, like all else fails, dude. Minato just has to stand still and warp all of Tobirama's jutsu away with flying raijin. If he can do it to fucking Bijou bombs, a 9 tails, full 9 tails Bijou bomb, and then a 10 tails like Jubi blast, like I don't really know what Tobirama can throw at him that he can't react to.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, there's the argument as well. I forgot about this, that Ginkaku and Kinkaku have the tailed beast things as well. They could turn into like those pseudo 9 tails. But then here's like Kitsuchi, I think that's his name, from the Rock. He's just like, he's able to slam him with a fucking fist from the side. I was actually able to launch him away and damage him. And this guy's like not even Kage level. It's just like I don't think a pseudo tailed beast is really even like a factor in this discussion. Regardless, it's definitely not a normal 9 tail.
No, it's not 1, it's 2. Minato wouldn't be able to take on the double trouble that is Kinkaku and Ginkaku.
Yeah, and we know that the Raikage and Killer Bee would definitely poop on both of them, and
No, what are you talking about? Kinkaku and Ginkaku are like Kaguya level. Because like I'm just kind of wanking Minato at this point. I feel like this isn't gonna answer a whole lot of people's questions. They're just gonna be like, "You're just shooting shit, man.
You're just shooting shit." Yet, I mean,
cherry picking.
We're not even cherry picking. I mean, I legit can't think of anything.
I'm trying really hard too, man. Because like
maybe you could wank Ginkaku and Kinkaku with the tailed beast. Like that's it. That's all I can really think of. But other than that, it's like no. It just doesn't make sense. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out my boy Swagkage, which you probably already have.
Yeah.
Other than that, till next time.
Subscribe for more Watch Mojo countdowns.